see if that worked. That should have worked. Yep, it worked. Yep. We've got 3 minutes and 21 seconds. All right, we are live. Sorry about the delay. Facebook decided to change some settings on our restreaming software and made them go crazy. So I do apologize. We will only be live on Facebook, not on YouTube tonight due to the issue. I'll figure out the technical difficulty and get it fixed by next week. Go to facebook.com and go to our Heartland Defenders page, Heartland Defenders, heartlanddefenders.com. And most of the time on YouTube as well, just not tonight. So I do have Jacob here with me tonight. Hello, everybody. Mike is going to be missing in action for the night. Had some things to take care of at home. So
he's under the flag.
He's hiding behind the flag, yeah. He's going to special appear and just pop up here in a little bit. But yeah, that was kind of weird. I'm beginning to wonder now if Restream and Facebook are... starting to do
there's been a lot of talks about the whole, not even shadow banning. I saw a video, God, was it a couple days ago, Um, a guy was talking about the fact that you can go to, I think it's whitehouse.gov/tech, um, tech bias.
Okay.
Whitehouse.gov/tech bias. And if Jeremy, any one of us that do this kind of stuff, if we can document and prove that, we've got 485 followers and our videos reach 37 people all the time, never more, ever, even after weeks or months, never. We can take that information and screenshots and send it to whitehouse.gov, and our president is looking into it.
Mm-hmm. Well, so then, yeah, they did something to change stuff because Restream whatever is freaking out and like, no, you can't do this. You have to change your account settings. And of course, this was a couple of minutes, like less than 2 minutes before we were coming on. I pulled up the Restream to go, look, I should probably change the headline for what we're going to talk about tonight. And, it didn't happen. And yeah. So, anyways, yeah. So, what happened yesterday? I saw a few people yesterday. Oh yeah, we went out to the REI garage sale yesterday, and I ended up meeting up with John, Patty, Heather, and Mike out there.
Oh, that guy that's missing tonight?
Yeah, that guy that's missing tonight.
That guy.
That guy.
Tell you what.
Oh, you know what else I forgot to do here? Let's do this to make everything look a little better here. There we go. Now you guys don't see me in the dark as much.
Get a little wash out there, buddy.
Yeah, a little bit.
That receding up there.
Yeah,
receding up there.
It's always been a high headline, so I'm okay. I stopped wearing so many hats. But yeah, so so we've been having a lot of the issues with what I did see earlier in the week with people getting shadow banned from Facebook. I know Facebook was going through a lot of what did they want to call
it? Scrubbing.
Yeah, basically censoring, because they were taking people that do this, and they were basically stopping their accounts, banning their accounts, stopping them from going live, but allowing them to keep their accounts. I don't agree with it. I wonder how long. I think the only reason they haven't come at us is because we have not gotten the followers or viewership yet for them to look at us.
We're not seeing 2,000-3,000 people watching these videos. I mean, I think some of our highest peaks have been about 1,000.
Correct.
Close to 1,500 reached. I mean, and with that said, guys, I know personally, I've shared to 3 groups. I talked to their admins and asked if it was okay if we shared our video stream to their groups. They said, sure, go ahead.
Nice.
I mean, we're not one side, we're not the other, we're not Democrats, we're not Republicans, we're just talking truth and making everybody either want to hear it or at least putting a kernel of thought into their head. So by all means, hit the share button at the bottom of the video. I think with Facebook, you can actually start a watch party, so you can invite all your friends to sit and watch the same video you're watching.
Nope.
I know Palmer did that one night, and it was hilarious. He watch partied with all of his friends, the Cowboys for Trump, riding across the country, and he started with that video, and apparently he got tired and got up and walked away, but left the thing running. So that video ended, and then some beach scene video started. Just kept playing and playing, and I eventually got off the stream, called him, and went, dude, what are you watching? He goes, I don't know what I did. I don't even know how that started, so I wasn't paying no attention to it.
That is funny.
But don't be afraid to share it out. I mean, we throw out truth bombs. That's pretty much what it is. Most of the people that's watching right now has heard us talk before. Unfortunately, tonight it's not 3 of us. It's just the 2 of us. But
right.
It is shared out. There's somebody out there that'd like to hear what we got to say.
Well, of course, yeah, definitely like, share, subscribe. Keep in contact if you are. Everybody that's watching now, so this will probably be people that aren't watching live or may watch later. If you're looking for a group or whatever, we're not your typical, we're not a militia. We're not your typical group. We're more of a
family.
A family. you know, with the normal family things, and you know, but we do a lot of we do a lot of uh, not a lot of training, but we do training as well as camping, and we do events together. Like yesterday, a few of us from up here got together to go to a REI garage sale to save on camping stuff. I mean, and then we went to lunch and went to another store that was pretty cool, and that Jane pointed out, Elliot will close out something. Jane, you know what it is. You probably hear me all the way downstairs. Just answer.
She's in the comments. She'll post it up there just for everybody to know. If you're up in the northeastern side of Ohio, towards the Akron area, it's probably pretty close to there.
Oh yeah, I got a lot of good medical stuff too. I got like anti-ointment stuff. It was like $8 for a thing of like 144 little packs of like antibiotic ointment cream stuff, and
nice.
Yeah, it was nice. I was like, hi, this place is kind of cool. So I'll be going back every once in a while to fill my stuff. So, but I
might give you a shopping list and have you bring me some the end of the month.
Well, it's like one of those places that they randomly have whatever they get. So they'll never have the same stuff over and over again. Like Jane bought out their thigh bags. They had like 5 thigh bags there, and they were only like $4. So she bought all 5 of them. John bought one from her, you know, for whatever, $4, whatever they cost. I don't know. I didn't see the receipt. She gave me one because I want one for like a medical bag to put in my bag. Where's everything disappearing to? Okay, here we go. Oh God, look at this. Closeout and fabric. So yeah. Elliot closeout and fabric. Jane for the win.
Oh, did you see Mr. Hunter down there saying that he shared the video out last week? And his extremely liberal aunt watched for a little while.
Oh. Well, what did she think, Jacob?
Yeah, go ahead and send that back over to her. Maybe she'll wake up just a little bit more.
Ooh, wow. A little warm in here, so just so everybody knows. But no, so the big topic we wanted to hit tonight for everybody out there, and I'm gonna ease us into this one. So I did see that the Senate is introducing a marijuana justice bill that will make marijuana legal in the entire country. It will
marijuana ain't the problem, Jeremy.
Well, of course not. Oh no, I'm easing into it because we're going to get into the hard drugs.
And let me throw you the reason why I brought this up to the media team to talk about. So most of us here have a speedway within 3 miles of your house, right? You frequent speedway. Most everybody does.
Yep.
Well, at work, I frequent the same speedway at least once a day. Now, I'm either getting fuel, buying a pack of smokes, whatever the case may be, I'm hitting the same speedway. It's a random speedway at the end of essentially a country road on the north side of a highway that they cut off the turn across lane or the drive across road, so you can only hit it from one direction.
Okay.
So it gets the same people. I mean, the cashiers all day long know your name, know your face, they know what you're buying. It's the same concept. I pulled in there tonight after I was getting off work. Did I freeze?
Yeah, you did actually. Oh wait, you move now.
Okay. Don't know what just happened there.
Hey, Facebook's trying to edit us even more now.
I'm telling you right now, they're coming for me.
They are. They heard me bitch about their problems.
Worried the FBI's going to kick in the door because I'm about to talk about their fentanyl bullshit.
Oh, yeah.
But I pull into the parking lot, and right in front of me, like I had to pull over before pulling into the parking lot. Because where I'm going to pull in, here comes the squad the other way, pulls right in front of me. Squad pulls in there. There's 2 sheriff's cruisers sitting there already. As soon as I drive down past the entrance I could pull into because the squad's blocking the way, or the sheriff and the squad and everybody's blocking that way. I pull down to the other entrance, pull in, and park. As soon as I back in, here comes one of the fire rescue trucks. So now you got 2 cruisers, a fire rescue, a squad, and while I was inside, another cruiser shows up. Well, you want to know what they were doing, Jeremy? There was a little Ford vehicle sitting at the gas pump. I mean, had to been pumping gas.
Oh.
Maybe had pumped gas. Maybe the pump was still running, And the law enforcement that arrived on scene first pulled the gas out of pulled the nozzle out of the car.
Yeah.
But what they were doing was hitting the son of a bitch sitting in the driver's seat with multiple doses of Narcan. Now, the problem with this for me is this. The little 8 or 9 year old girl that's sitting on the curb on the other side of the fire rescue truck, who was sitting in the back seat of that car. And the female that was sitting in the passenger seat of that car. Okay? Now, so you're telling... So I personally have never done drugs. Like, I've never smoked pot.
Okay.
I know, I'm weird. I get it. I'm weird. So, I don't know. Does it take an hour, 2 hours to OD on something? Or is that kind of instantaneous? You shoot up, takes a couple seconds, and boom, you're out.
It depends. It depends on the drug. I know there's quite a few videos if you go on YouTube that we're not on right now. And you watch some of the videos, you'll see a lot of OD videos where people are sitting in the drive-through at a McDonald's or a Taco Bell, and they are passed out and ODing because of whatever drug they've taken.
So it takes some time.
Yeah, it takes some time for them to get to that spot, so I assume. I'll admit I've never done any hard drugs. Weed's mostly the hardest.
I'm going to say it this way. And there was a sheriff dispatcher inside the Speedway that was in there while we were talking. The cash register guy, I mean, he was livid. Like, just in his initial, I'm working on this register. It was like he was pissed at the world over this. This is the first time for me. I don't live in a small town, and I know for a fact that there's drugs galore just outside my door. But I've never actually sat and seen or been around that. I'm not a first responder. It's that concept of the job you do, you see the worst of the worst unless you're doing shit. You could be doing retail and you see the worst of the worst. You don't see the best every day.
Right.
That's why people just hate their jobs, because all you see is the bad stuff.
Yes.
If you're a repairman, all you're doing is fixing problems. Nobody's ever thanking you for the fact that their stuff never breaks. They're always complaining because it broke. So I've never seen that. But this dispatcher looks and says, I think they gave him 2 doses already, and I think they're hitting him with a third. And that's my problem. That's why I said, let's talk about this. Because my mother has been on insulin for as long as I can remember.
Yep.
My wife could potentially at some point need to take insulin. She's pre-diabetic or something. Yeah. They diagnosed her with something, pre-diabetes or whatever it was. It's what, $300, $400, $500, $600 sometimes for a month's dose of insulin, plus another X amount of dollars for needles, plus they charge this shit out. My mom has gone. My mom has had to go, and I can remember this, with reusing needles because she couldn't go and buy another pack of needles for another month because insurance is like, nope, can't do it. Sorry, you're in a donut or whatever the hell they call it.
Right.
But some jackass with his young child, teenager, whatever, in the back seat can shoot up whatever he's bought from Dingle Dork down the street, OD in the parking lot of a gas station, and get hit with 3 different doses of Narcan just to wake him up so he can do it next week?
Right, exactly. And that's one of my things I don't like. Not only is that the case, but Narcan is free for anybody that wants to have it on them or in their bag or anything like that. You can go request free doses of Narcan to carry around with you. I've heard commercials, and I'm sorry, and I'm probably going to piss a couple people off with this. I've heard these commercials where, drug addicts who have been saved by Narcan are pleading with people to please carry Narcan. What happens?
Sure.
You may save my life, or you may save somebody else's life by carrying it. And I'm like, wait, You make a bad decision, you get yourself addicted to something, and then it's on me to make sure I carry something around for your bad decisions. But my friends who have to spend hundreds of dollars on, again, like you said,
just say life-saving medication.
Yes, life-saving medication.
Insulin is on the tip of my tongue, and yes, Mr. Hunter, I understand diet is a huge thing. My wife's little brother is autistic, has diabetes. He has a complete strict diet. He's in good health, still has to take insulin. My mom probably is one of the diet aspects. I myself could possibly end up with it. But I knew a guy in the Army, 20-something years old, went to the doctor, said, I don't feel good. Next thing you know, they're putting an insulin pump on his side because he's got type 1 or type 2 or whatever, where he had no control over it. It's just, it happened. But I agree with you. Diet, Jacob. I do agree with you. But just say life-saving.
Well, but see, here's the thing, though.
You've got people dying of cancer who can't afford the chemo treatment.
They didn't pick cancer.
Their insurance is like, nah, sorry.
And there are people that need insulin that did not, terrible diet their way to having diabetes, or as some would call it in our group, livabetes. But what happens is it's like these people didn't pick this. I mean, yes, there are cases where if you lose a little bit of weight and you diet, you can get rid of your diabetes. But there are a lot of cases where they have diabetes forever. Like, as a child on, they have diabetes, they have to do this. But
there's clinical cases where people who are addicted to shit, alcohol, cigarettes, drugs, trust me, I know, whatever. There are clinical cases where people that are addicted make a good life change and fight that battle with themselves every day, and they don't have to get hit with 3, 4, 5, 6 doses of Narcan. Hell, I ain't even talking about one hit. This guy got hit speculatively 2 to 3 times with Narcan.
Well,
how many times in the past has he been hit? How many times in the future is he going to get hit? This stuff's not free.
Right.
We already know, based on reality, that they're charging whoever the manufacturer of this is charging the people to buy it to use. Well, it's not free. Nothing in this world is free. Never has been. Never will be. In our world. So somebody's making money from this.
Well,
so
correct.
How is it that we're handing it out for free? Well, I mean, if you want to get the tinfoil hat post going, Jeremy, it's because we're fucking paying for it with taxes.
Well, correct. And then
you're paying for it, I'm paying for it, we're paying for it, and you're literally watching people that should, in my opinion, and this is going to piss everybody off.
Of course it is.
If you've made that bad of a decision, and your choice is that you want to try to kill yourself every day to get a high, sorry. I'm going to say you get one freebie. The second one you're getting charged, and if you don't pay for it, then your name goes on a list and you don't get a third set.
Well, here's one of the things that I've talked to friends about, and Eva has said too as well. Go talk to your first responders and your nurses and your doctors that are in the hospitals, especially in the ERs where they're dealing with this here in Summit County. It's gotten so bad that they keep having to bring back the mobile medic unit here for Ohio, the state of Ohio. They normally use for emergencies, like big national, like state emergencies. You're seeing people showing up, getting the treatment, getting discharged, and within hours being back in the hospital again, needing treatment again because they've OD'd again.
Where was it, Jeremy, that they're trying to make the clinics where they can walk in, get clean needles, and shoot up right there with a window to where if they OD, the medical staffs on the other side of that window can run out and hit them. And
who's paying for all that? It ain't free.
Taxpayers, bud.
I'm telling you. But here's the thing. We can pay for that.
Right now.
We can pay for that, but we can't have the big thing here in Akron right now, out where I live, is the issue where the homeless in the area have no place to be homeless. They keep getting kicked out of everywhere they try to stay or put up a tent city or whatever.
They're ugly.
But
it's an ugly blot on the city.
But here's the thing, though. Ugly. It's ugly, but we've had parties. We've had different people that have said, look, I own this land. I'm going to let them stay here. And the city's gone, no. Those are zoning violations. You can't do that. And have made them kick them off their own property.
What's the zoning violation? No housing?
Well, no, not proper.
Housing?
Yeah, non-commercial, not proper zoning for toilets because there's so many people and so many square feet, that kind of thing. They keep doing that.
Did the person get porta-johns?
They actually set up stuff inside the building that was on the property.
You can cite the city for saying, well, then you can't have concerts because there's 130,000 people at a concert.
Well, but they have so many so many bathrooms per
porta potties.
Yeah,
but trust me, I go to concerts quite often, and more often than not, the porta potties are few and far between.
Right.
I've only been to a few big festivals where they had like congregated areas with porta potties that were accessible. Most of the time, you see like 5 in the whole freaking stadium.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Well, any of the concerts I go to, the smaller places, I mean, look at the bathrooms in those places. If you go to a smaller venue, they normally have one men's restroom with a couple of, urinals and maybe a toilet or two to go to the bathroom in. Yeah, and then you're screwed, if somebody decides they're going to vomit all over the toilet and you've got to do a number 2, I'm telling you now, you're thinking twice about cleaning that toilet. But it is. It's bad that we're putting money into things that we can't. That people are making decisions on and are ODing on, and they're putting thousands upon thousands of dollars. And Eva's right. The people that are voting on this and making this happen are probably people that have stocks in these companies that are making money off the Narcan. Oh, I don't know where Narcan came from. But yeah, I mean, it's bad that we're spending this kind of money and we're not using it other places where it could be better used. While I hate to say it, but the circle of life is the circle of life, and people make decisions that risk their life. And
we took Darwinism out of the equation, shot it in the fucking back of the head, left it in the field to rot away. I'm sorry, survival of the fittest has been gone for decades, and how many posts have you seen in the last month of how many tech jobs they need? I saw a post here recently on Facebook that an electrician came across and made this big long post that basically stated a kid fresh out of high school at 18 years old goes into a tech school, comes out as an apprentice for electrical. Within 5 years is a full journeyman electrician, blah, 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 making 6 figures a year or whatever it was. No debt, none whatsoever. But they have conditioned society to believe that the only way you're going to be anything in this world is if you go to college, you get a degree, and you get that magical job where you start at 6 figures.
Yeah.
But we don't need, we really don't. We need doctors, okay?
Right.
Do we really need lawyers? Maybe. Do we need 200,000 million kids that are like, I'm an engineer?
No, because they're pouring in from other countries anyways. No.
That's the problem. It's we're oversaturating. So the idea of Darwinism, the idea of needing more and more and more and more of these things, we're literally killing ourselves off, not by killing ourselves off, but by making ourselves obsolete to an elite system. I mean, and I know everybody's going to be in the comments, oh my God, they're like squirrels. They're all over the place.
Right.
But it all ties back to this. Seriously, it all ties back to the same place. You know I'm right. It all comes down to survival of the fittest is out of the system. When you educate to all the way till they're supposed to be productive, they don't know what they're doing. And you end up with folks that, I mean, how many of these people that are ODing have college degrees? I mean, where's the statistics on that? Where's the statistics on these on these folks that are ODing that are, you know, they have a degree in such and such. The job doesn't exist anymore, and they're down on their luck, and that's their niche. That's what they find to ease the pain. Mm-hmm. Self-medicated, however you want to go with it.
Right.
I mean, it all stems together. You want to talk about crisis? You want to talk about the border? You want to talk? It all comes together.
Well, it all comes back to the one thing, and that's money. I mean, you look at everything. The decisions made in this country are based off money, nothing more.
We all know that the border wall and the build and all this stuff. Well, how many times do you have to be told that the fentanyl is coming across the border? How many times do you have to see that ISIS, the splinter cells of ISIS, are still saying they're coming from the southern border into the United States? How many times do you have to see this, and you still have people that run around screaming, the wall's going to do nothing? Well, I'm sorry. You want to take care of the opioid crisis? You want to stop the use of Narcan? Slow the wall or build the wall?
Yeah.
However you want to say. Slow the flow, whatever it is. But this is by design. And in my opinion, this is all by design. Like you said, it's all based on the money. To sell a product, you have to have a demand. So somebody is making money. You follow the money, you figure out who it is. Somebody is making money off the Narcan manufacturer. And to keep that Narcan being used heavily,
yeah,
it's by design.
Yeah.
Because as a kid, I don't remember hearing. I mean, you heard about people ODing, but you heard about them ODing on, you know, oxycodone. They OD'd on a pill bottle. Like Marilyn Monroe OD'd on whatever pills she had beside her bed, quote unquote. Right. That's the kind of OD. It was few and far between. You heard it periodically, but you can literally check the mail right now or go on the internet, and there's hundreds, if not thousands, of cases in and around your hometown right now that are about people ODing.
Right.
And more than half of those are probably people ODing, getting woken back up, and half of that's probably people who OD'd again.
Well, correct. And the problem is so, like, I even found something today where I don't know if it was local PD or somewhere in the state, they found that oxycodone pills that, you know, they sell on the black market because, you know, it's a high people like. It's normally what gets them over to heroin sooner or later. But they were saying they're pills that are out there that have fentanyl in them now. That people are making those pills with fentanyl in them as to cut the... And I'm like, are you kidding me? It's killing people and everything else. Why would you keep doing this? Because it's cheap.
It's cheap, and who cares? I mean, that's... When you're a criminal element, do you really think... I mean, if you were a criminal entrepreneur or a criminal period, do you really care?
No, they don't.
What happens?
Well, they don't. I mean, it goes with anything. You can outlaw anything. How's that war on drugs going for you there? In general, you want to outlaw other things like firearms, and this is what I say to people all the time when they talk to me about guns.
Away.
No, yeah,
we're going to protect you.
Yeah,
but we've been fighting the war on drugs for well over 25, 30 years.
The police will deal with everything.
Losing, and we're losing worse than we were to begin with.
Correct.
Just saying.
The war on drugs has been a joke for many, many years.
We have dumped more money into the war on drugs, and people die sooner and more often now than they did when the war on drugs started.
Right. But, you know, we've spent how many millions of dollars on the war on drugs as a country?
Honestly, I think the war on drugs is more of a prison cash grab.
Well, of course.
It's not the war on the drugs. It's the war on the drug dealers, so they can get them thrown in prison, so they can make money from being in prison, because most of the prisons are private businesses.
Well, now they are. I mean, even when the war on drugs was first started, way back when I was a kid, you know, I used to hear it all the time on the news when I was sitting there playing in the living room at my grandma's house. I'd hear war on drugs and blah blah blah, and they'd always talk about it on the news. And now, you know, you look at it, and it's basically, now you look at all the people I wonder if this this bill that they're trying to pass federally to make marijuana legal, it will actually revert anybody who's been convicted of convicted. Man, I can't English today. Convicted of possession. It will no longer, you can go back and you can be requested to be resentenced, because that'll fall off and you won't have that anymore. How many people are going to fall out of jail and prison because of the amount of times or the amount of possession that they had? I mean, seriously, if they just possessed and they had 2 pounds,
probably a decent number.
So that's going to screw their prison game of making money, because prisons back then were federally run.
Well, see, that's when the prison system's like, but see, you got a reprimand because you farted in the wrong direction, so you're gonna stay.
Yes.
Did I freeze?
No, you're good. No, I was. I got distracted because a lot of things just popped up really, really quickly, and I was like, "Whoa, what am I missing here?"
Unfortunately, we're having a good conversation here.
Oh, so are they too.
We'll catch up eventually, but you guys keep talking amongst yourselves and let just let this kernel feed in you, because it's not. This isn't. Every time we do this video, Jeremy, do I or do I not periodically say, what will it take to make you stand up? You as the viewer.
Right.
What will it take to make you stand up? And this is one of those topics. Right now, this is one of those topics that it's not miles away. It's not hundreds of miles away. It could be right freaking next door to you.
Mm-hmm.
Literally. It could be sitting on the couch beside you. If you're not talking to the people in your household or your family, it could literally be your cousin.
Well, it could be. They don't even got to be in your house. They could be. They could. If there are family members that I've had issues with family members that have been super having problems with the addiction and stuff like that. I know of others that are currently fighting with that. So yeah, no, it's right there in front of you.
I mean, it's right there. If you want to take something to champion, you want to take something to fight for, but you don't want to do politics and you don't give a shit about the government. Fight for your fellow man who can't grasp that he's going to kill himself or herself when they start taking this shit they find on the streets.
Mm-hmm.
This is a crisis. This is a crisis, and it takes a whole lot to fix it. The problem that I see with our government, with the Congress, is the steps to fix it. It's always to the quickest. They always jump to the quickest way. Well, we're just going to legislate you into doing that. No. No.
Right.
Setting up a clinic, letting them do it in front of a glass window, double-sided or whatever it is, that doesn't help. It doesn't. You can tell them they're coming in to do that and then drag their ass into a room and lock the door and tell them, we're going to have an intervention.
Right.
That'll work better than letting them do it.
Even interventions at times, I don't know, they're hit and miss on those, because the people that you're trying to intervent have to have something happen that they actually want it to change. Because if they don't want it to happen, it's not going to happen. It's just not going to happen.
I don't disagree with you, but didn't they start a rule back in the day for the 3-strike rule for any criminal?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
I think we should have that with any drug addict too.
Well, you've got families out there though that they're the whole like we pride ourselves in being a family here, and there are family members out there that would do anything for their family no matter what, for how long, even if it hurts them in the long run, to take care of them that they think may be better for them. They'll do that. I mean, completely. All
right. Well, I'm not saying you get 1 strike, Jeremy. I'm saying 3 strikes.
Well, yeah, but I mean, you watch some of those shows. They've got 30 strikes and they're still going.
I get it. I'm talking about the Narcan system. I'm talking about the apparent free reign of Narcan.
Yeah.
I'm not saying if they need to hit you 3 times at 1 shot, you don't get the 3rd one. What I'm saying is if they come out and save your life because you OD'd, but let's say I OD'd. I OD'd. They hit me 6 times for Narcan. I'm a big dude. They hit me 6 times with Narcan. That's my first one. It's free. I do it again. A week, 2 weeks, a month, whatever. I do it again. They hit me. However many doses it takes, I have to pay for those. If I don't pay for them, my name goes on a list. That list is nationally known. Every first responding unit out there, law enforcement, medical, all of them have a database. They pull my name. It says that I know. I do it again. They stroll up. They pull up database when en route. Nope. They get there and assess to the best of their abilities and try to the best of their abilities to save that individual's life, but the use of that Narcan is not be used.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, or do we just, why, if you can't pay for it at the beginning, if your insurance can't cover it, if you don't have insurance, why don't we do like we do every other health situation?
Because somebody has a heart. I mean, apparently somebody has a heart because we give it to them all for free.
Well, right.
But what I'm saying is you're going to give all this to these people for free, and they're making shitty life choices.
But you've got people sitting in their homes that can't afford their monthly medicine.
Survive because of a condition they have. You're telling them to, well, sorry, you can't afford that, so well, you better figure something else out.
So like people, I know of elderly people that have tried splitting up their monthly medication because they can't afford a full month every month, so they buy 1 month for 2 months and they split it out and they risk their life doing it. Yep. But we do this whole thing where we're like, oh hey, we're just gonna help everybody, and I don't know. It's one of those things that I basically think you just let them weed themselves out. That's my opinion. Some people might get mad at me about that. Some people are probably going to go, great.
Honestly, I think if for a lot of people, that is their opinion.
I mean, we've done it for so many years.
Bad life choice, deal with it.
It's the same thing as getting into if we had some magical freaking thing that could bring us back to life if we died in a car accident, would we use it? Probably. Especially specifically drinking and driving car accident, where I go out, I get wasted, I kill myself driving off of a bridge or into a tree because I'm so wasted. Oh, but we can bring me back to make that same stupid mistake again. Really? Mm-hmm. So yeah, we're doing that now with drugs.
That's the question. How many times are the biggest question I have is, are we rewarding bad behavior? Well, if I OD, they'll just hit me with Narcan and I can do it again. I mean, does it not seem like we're rewarding bad behavior? I mean, how many cases do you find where they've been hit multiple times on multiple occasions? More often than not. So
specifically,
are we rewarding bad behavior?
Probably. I mean, when you're seeing nurses and people saying, hey, look, I've seen the same guy come in 2-3 times in a night. We've released him, he comes back. We've released him, he comes back, because he's going back to that same spot to get that same high, getting the same crap that he's ODing on and coming back again.
Oh, I could tell you a good story, but I'll leave it for a later date. In the last year, beginning of this year, my mom and my daughter were in a car wreck. Got hit head on, thrown into a ditch, got sent down to a hospital and little further south than where we live. And while we were sitting there, my brother and I and his wife and my wife were sitting there with my daughter, because my mom was worse off than my daughter was. I mean, 70-some years old versus 8 years old. The guy next to us woke up, and the best part of the story is that he asked how he got there, and the nurse informed him that you were under the cop car.
Under it doing what?
Drunk, high, I'm assuming high. Don't know, but they brought him in there, take care of him. But without being directly told, because HIPAA and all that stuff, you picked up, you heard, and it was mildly amusing.
Mm-hmm.
you got the looks from the nurses that he was a freaking flyer.
Yeah. Okay.
He showed up quite often.
That stinks. Yeah. Oh boy. Oh. Yep. No. They're going pretty good in the chat. And the problem is the few friends that I have that are nurses or or work in the hospitals, they'll tell you, oh, there are people we know by name that are in here on every couple of days that are, they're messed up. Today, I'm going to tell you what today, and I'm going to say, Jane, if you're still watching, and I'm just going to use these words, that bitch was high as fuck standing in the middle of the parking lot. So we were driving through the parking lot to go to Chipotle. It's like a big shopping center. There's a Best Buy, all this stuff. And there's this lady standing in this little median area in the parking lot, and it's like watching one of those videos on YouTube where she's just like this. And I'm like, what the... And then she kind of moves a little bit. Now, we went and got Chipotle, came back around because we wanted to check out, see if she was still like kind of just there. She was at least moving around and a bit more coherent at the time, and she was yelling from some lady 3-4 lanes over. I don't know if they were having a conversation or what, but she looked like she was passing out from whatever the hell she was on, and I was just like, come on, really? We need to get out of this town.
Well, and that's the thing, man. I said it earlier. You can't get away from it. It's not, when we were kids, Jeremy, when most of us were kids, I don't remember. I mean, I remember, this is your brain.
Yep.
This is your brain on drugs.
Yep.
I remember that. You remember that. We all remember that.
Well, the ones that saw it.
When was the last time you saw a PSA about crack? When was the last time you saw a PS? When was the last time you saw a legitimate, actual PSA?
But is it because we're now not being? Is it because we're the whole? You got to be sensitive to everybody, no matter what their choices are, whether it be sexual, whether it be religious, whether it be do they want to do drugs? It's their own life. I'm just playing. I'm playing devil advocate here. I'm playing devil advocate here because I don't believe that. So
you just made a good statement though. You said, is it because we have to be sensitive to everybody else's feelings, whether they want to do this religion or do this or do this or do drugs? All right, I'm okay with this. We'll play the sensitive card. Political correctness. You want to do drugs? Guess what? I'm not going to do. I'm not going to save your life if you kill yourself.
Right. I've made the choice. I have a med kit. We all do in the group. Anybody here, we all have our med kits we carry around with us, whatever, in case of accidents. A lot of us have, first aid, crisis first aid training, stuff like that. The problem is some people have, I'm going to ask this question. Will you carry Narcan in your pack? I will not either. I have made that decision. I will not.
No, I will not. I will not carry Narcan in my pack. I will carry medication that I need, my family members need, but I'm sorry.
So, well, for me, for example, I feel I carry the medical stuff I need. I carry a little extra stuff in case, something happens. Somebody, to where I can help them. Medically wise, extra gauze, extra gloves in case there's an incident where I need more than one set of gloves, stuff like that in case, extra wraps. So in that aspect, for people that do that, do you think about carrying Narcan? I will not carry Narcan. I refuse to carry Narcan. I will stand there and go, sorry, I don't carry it.
All out.
Yep.
All out. Sorry. All out.
And yeah, you can't expect me to do it. I
am not going to reward bad behavior.
Right. Those commercials I hear on the radio all the time. They've become less and less. I don't know if the radio stations have gotten a lot of people that have gotten pissed, but I keep hearing those commercials. Narcan saved my life. Please carry Narcan. Narcan saved my life 7 times. Please carry Narcan.
Why don't they do a freaking commercial about not doing drugs saved my life?
Right. Okay, yeah, I could do that commercial.
I'll give them my voice. Not doing drugs will save your freaking life.
Yeah.
Don't do drugs, kids.
Instead of, do drugs.
Instead of, hey, do whatever you want, kill yourself, and we'll bring you back to life.
Right. Jane, you'll carry it? Yeah. You have reasons to carry it, I understand. For me, I mean, family members, whatever. I'm sorry that decision's made. Because I'm gonna stop there. But
I mean, I know this is not as touchy as the whole abortion thing that we did a couple of weeks ago.
But it's still pretty touchy though.
Because it's everywhere. Somebody knows somebody who's met somebody who's married to somebody who's related to somebody. Everybody knows somebody that either does drugs, has done drugs, has been, saved by Narcan, whatever the case may be. Mm-hmm. It's everywhere. It surrounds us at all times, pretty much. But my stance in life, and I think Jeremy's stance in life, is you make shitty decisions, you deal with the consequences.
Right.
I'm not over here going, my life sucks, I'm going to take, heroin. I'm not doing it.
No.
Made that choice a long time ago.
Yeah. Definitely a long time ago. That was, my mom was a very free mom when it came to, I was allowed to do whatever I wanted as a teenager. But when it came to the super hard drugs, there was a limit. She was like, you want to smoke weed? Smoke weed. You want to drink when you're underage? Go ahead and drink. But she had that limit, and it kind of ingrained in me at that point. But at this point, it's not one of those things I even want to. I don't have time.
I've had long conversations. with a friend of mine who, and in his own words, will say, dude, I smoked a lot of weed when I graduated high school. A lot. Okay. And I'll ask him, what's it like? And he goes, I equate it to a beer. He's like, take a couple of puffs, get a nice buzz, you're good. What's the benefit for anybody in the comments that has done hard drugs? What's the benefit of getting stoned off your ass? What's the benefit of being drunk off your ass? Puke and rally concept? I mean, what's the benefit? I learned a long time ago, when you just hammer them down all night long, you wake up pretty damn shitty. So what's the benefit of being stoned off your ass is my question. Because, again, I've never done drugs.
Right. Well, and I know some people, it's because of, like a lot of people use weed for anxiety issues, it helps with some of the side effects for, cancer patients that go through chemo. It depends on people. I mean, they're not getting stoned.
I'm okay with weed. Jeremy, I'm not talking about weed.
Well, you said drugs.
I'm fine with, I have been told by my loved ones that if I can't English either. If weed becomes legal, if marijuana becomes legal, you need to smoke some. Why? It'll calm your shit.
Right.
Oh, okay. Well, sure. If it's legal, I'll smoke it. If I can, with a job, blah, blah, blah. All that.
With a job, be able to keep my concealed carry. Because right here in Ohio right now, they take your concealed carry. If you file for your card.
What I'm asking is cocaine, heroin, meth, whatever else is out there. What's the point in getting so blitzed out of your mind that it's taking so much? Apparently, what is the primary cause for the OD? That's my question. Is it taking too much? Is it the additives, the cutting agents, the whatever the case may be? Is that it, or is it just
mostly? It's them getting it from different or not brands of it, because there's no brands, but getting different from different places. So it'll be cut this much by this guy, but over here this guy may only cut it half as much. Well, if you're used to the first guy and you go to do the same amount from the second guy, you're doing way more than you're used to doing, and you could possibly OD. Cutting it with different chemicals. I mean, the same guy does. So
basically what you're saying is the government needs to legalize all drugs, since we're not actually going to fight a war on drugs. We're just going to, incarcerate people we want to and keep letting the drugs just flow on in. We should just legalize all of them and put strict regulations on the dosages and the amounts and what you can buy and how you can buy it and what can be in it and what can be done with it and all that stuff, right?
Right.
Because, I mean, that's the easy fix. That if you want the easy fix, that's the easy fix. Let it happen and just regulate the shit out of it to where it's harder to OD because, you know, oxycodone's nothing more than prescription strength heroin or whatever it is.
Right. It's just, yeah, exactly.
Just saying.
Yeah, Jason, at least I'm not the only one having problems Englishing today there, Jason. It's been a long day. But yeah, I mean, there's so, and that's why a lot of people argue the whole, well, marijuana shouldn't be legal because you don't know where you're getting it from and what it's cut with or what's been put on it or added to it. And that's true. There's been a few people.
Sorry. Marijuana is a naturally occurring weed that you can actually find in drainage ditches and on sides of cornfields.
Well, but yeah, you can, but there are people out there that will, you know, harvest it and then add, you know, different other drugs to it. Or I know there was some fentanyl-laced marijuana rolling around there for about 8 months ago that was all over the news.
Don't disagree, but I mean, legalize weed. Legalize weed. I don't care. It's probably one of the dumbest thing they outlawed to begin. Weed to me is it's prohibition just with another thing. But when you start talking about what have I heard them called? Jeremy, come on, help me out here. Designer
yes,
drugs.
Designer
when
drugs.
You're talking about the designer drugs, where they're putting this and putting that, and making this and making that, and it's pretty and it's cute, and pretty packaging and all that shit. When you're doing that shit, you're literally playing a game with your life.
Yeah.
Smoke a joint, nobody cares. I mean, I've done my job at a guy's house, and he's standing there talking to me, smoking a freaking joint.
Oh, wow.
I'm like. He's like, I'm sorry about this, but it's for my, you know, I got into a car wreck or whatever he said. I'm like, dude, I don't care.
Yeah.
I don't care. You go to, again, we go back to the concert going we go to. I can walk into a concert venue, and within a second, I'm like, there's pot over there.
No, oh, yeah. You go to any of the concerts I go to, if you're not expecting pot there, you're absolutely insane.
Go to a Hank Jr. concert. That's the whole place is a cloud of freaking pot smoke.
Yep. Oh yeah.
I mean, go to a Willie concert. Trust me.
Yeah.
He's up on stage smoking it too.
Of course he is. But
I think everybody's gotten the whole pot is not going to do anything. I mean, until you start letting people do like you said, and they're growing the pot and they're manufacturing the pot and they're selling it quote unquote illegally with no oversight, and then you start seeing shit with fentanyl in it, and you get weed with oxycodone, or you get weed with cocaine on it, or whatever the case may be, and that's where you start seeing dumb shit happen.
Right. Yeah. But again, I don't know. This whole I don't like the fact that, you know, we were like, hey, let's look at dealing with abortions, for example. Meanwhile, we have this epidemic going on where there's people dying on the streets daily, in gas stations, in their car, in drive-thrus. But hey, you know what? We should probably deal with the abortion thing first. I think there's a lot.
Jane said something. They have found fentanyl. Don't know how to spell it. English is hard for everybody today. And THC cartridges. Jane, do you mean like the Juul cartridges, or the like juice bottles for e-cigs and stuff like that?
The cartridges, yes, because there's a lot of THC cartridges going around. They've been finding fentanyl mixed in with the chemicals in the cartridges. Correct.
So are we going to come to a semi-agreement that the fentanyl thing may be actually a manufactured thing again with the whole Narcan?
Well, but you got to think the guys that make the cartridges. You can make cartridges here, there, wherever.
Oh God, we gotta straighten up. Tommy's watching.
Uh-oh.
How we doing,
hey,
there,
Tommy. I was just about to start off
Tommy,
our thing.
If you got time after this, stop by.
But yeah, so yeah, I mean, there's people locally that have been nailed making thousands upon thousands of the cartridges that have THC in them. So yeah, I mean, and you just use a regular vape pen to smoke it.
But are they making them legally or illegally?
Illegally. So okay. That's where the fentanyl is coming into play as well. Yep.
So then it's a crime. So the same thing as owning a, fully automatic weapon and not having a FFL.
Yeah, or a tax stamp on it. Yep. Or what,
not legally being allowed to. Or transferring a firearm and not legally being allowed to transfer said firearm. Or anything that's already set up to be illegal, but instead of enforcing the laws, we're just saying, well, see, it's bad.
Yeah, right? Yeah, no. And that's where we...
Again, I go with Tommy jumping in, I'm going to say it again. I go with, pot is not the problem.
Yeah.
It's the shit that is out here causing the quote-unquote opioid crisis.
Correct.
It's the shit that's killing people in the parking lot of a gas station.
Yeah.
With their child in the back seat.
And there's plenty of those videos online that you can go watch. Families OD'd, kid crying in the back seat.
I mean, that's the problem. That's what we have to fight. That's what we have to champion, a repair for, a resolve for. Like I said, towards the beginning, I'm pretty sure we're coming up close to the end of time. So
we're over an hour, and people have already made comments. So apparently, there's no Dragon shows tonight.
No, the Dragon show ended. I'm sorry it ended poorly for some folks.
Oh God,
but show. No, we're not going to rewrite season 8.
Oh boy.
you have to remember. I'm willing to bet most of this stuff is manufactured. As in, not that it's made by somebody, but manufactured as the magical form of fentanyl coming all into the jewel packs and all that. Some asshole didn't just go, hey, I'm going to try to kill people today. It's been manufactured. The crisis, the cause for the need, the demand for the need of the Narcan and the use of it, and the fact that we have dropped the push to keep kids off drugs, the fact that we have dropped the PSAs, we have dropped the education of not doing is better than doing at all, completely, in my opinion, it's manufactured. It's manufactured.
To an extent, I think yes. I don't know. I think this much fentanyl getting into the country or being distributed throughout the country can't go too far without something going on. Because as somebody said earlier, I'm not going to scroll back up through, you sit here and you think about how funny it is that we're always in war with the countries that have the drug that's the most popular at the time. We've got military in Mexico always for the opium plants, and we're at war. Who was it? They said we were at war with. We're going to war with now that has the
Iran.
Is it Iran? Yeah. For another drug? And I'm like, well, there's money in it clearly, and the CIA has admitted to accidentally, bringing. They claim accidentally drugs into the country.
We seem to, they kind of stuck it in the back of the plane. We just kind of brought it here and, distributed it.
Yeah, right.
Accidentally.
Right. So, anyways, at this point, it's been well over an hour. We're about an hour 5 in. I want to thank everybody for coming and watching. Go to heartlanddefenders.com, Heartland Defenders on Facebook, that you're watching us on now. Heartland Defenders on YouTube when we are on there. We're not on there tonight. Hopefully I'll have that fixed this week, and we'll get that going. I think I have the phone line fixed. I don't know. We'll see. Because I've gotten a bunch of new toys for some of the other media stuff coming in the mail that have come. Nice little Restream box here for... Oh, God, I can't... The cables won't let it go that far. There we go. Restream box here for when we're out mobile. I've got wireless mics coming. I've got a few other things coming, so... Yeah. So a lot of new toys coming in.
We're trying to make it... We're trying to make it bigger, better, and the best we can to get out to as many people and build a network of patriots and like-minded individuals to work to make our country good and make the system right again.
Correct.
Right to ship, they say.
Hey, we'll be... And speaking of Tommy, who is here or not here, I don't know, I can't see. If you're still here, Tommy, I push it every week, no matter what. Go to go to motherofallrallies.com. Check it out if you haven't been or heard of it. It's a great event for Patriots in D.C., September 28th.
Tommy's still here. Put the link to the GoFundMe page down here in the comments.
Yeah, oh boy, that's going to be hard to do and talk at the same time. But yes, motherofallrallies.com. Go there. If you can't make it, you can't go to DC September 28th. Look into donating money. All the money goes towards the event. The money only goes towards the event. It doesn't go towards anything else. We were at the event last year. It was an amazing event, and look forward to being there again this year.
And if you and we keep forgetting to say this one too. If you don't just want to donate money, you can go to motherofallrallies.com and you can buy a shirt, and the money for the shirt goes to the event, but you get a shirt out of it.
Yes, you do.
And I'm pretty sure, I haven't sauntered over there lately. The wife usually does that, but I'm pretty sure there's a lot more than just shirts. I know last year I got a set of dog tags. She got a set of dog tags. She got a shirt.
There's the GoFundMe that just popped up.
Yep. So there's a lot of options there. But if you can, donate and show up. I mean, it's a great event.
Oh yes.
Trust me, you will not be disappointed.
No, not at all. So, but yes, so definitely check that out. Think about going. I know we have our room set, or we have a block of rooms booked for us, and we have stuff set up for us going. There's a lot of us going to be there. Come say hello. If you're in Ohio and you're looking for an event or a group or events to go to, you see us at an event where you tend to be at State House a lot. Come say hi to us. Talk to us if you want to know more about. Good. What's that?
I'm gonna make it easy for people so they know where to go to find us. If you go to the Mother of All Rallies event on September 28th, 2019, at the National Mall in Washington, D.C., there'll be a stage. Most all of the Heartland Defenders will be stage left.
Yes, as we were last year. Yeah,
it's exactly what we'll be this year.
And hopefully, with all the new toys I've ordered, we'll be hopefully streaming part of, if not all, most of it live. Except for the shenanigans before and after.
You never know. We might start streaming that too.
Oh, boy. But yeah, so thank you, everybody, for watching. Thank you, Jacob, for your time always. Everybody, we will see you again. Be safe. Have a good one. See you next Sunday.